I'm really enjoying. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Mauer?
Mauer. Ja. Ja, Ludwig. Blair. Blair. Isn't that nice?
It's so rare though that I'm still in the temperature after 2 days.
Gabrielle? 1970s. I remember that. I was part of that. Just for a brief period. It should be like definitely not that.
Yeah, very brief for me. Very brief.
That was my high school year. 1970s.
My elementary years.
It's funny, we both remember the same thing.
Whatever you want.
Yeah, no repeat.
No repeat.
Well, the number of graduates. Well, I don't know how they do it here. So maybe there will be. There'll be more facts.
I guess it's like a full on.
It was a baccalaureate service. Okay.
So yeah, that's like
College.
I mean,
It's a well, they do it outside. The day before. And because this whatever had I'm assuming sir, buddy. So we'll definitely play one of them. Probably play. Do you think we did twice all the way through one? Have we done?
I know we have and we don't do section.
Yeah, we still play that. Huh? Not so far. When I play outside, I start talking. Yeah, thanks. Whenever I play outside, I I have full-on allergy stuff, that might.
Have they gone shot?
I just have this little brief seasonal thing, and so I just take. My wife did that. She had.
My grandma.
Good morning. You may be seated. Honored graduates of the class of 2024, parents, family members and friends, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty and staff, welcome to Washington and Lee University's commencement ceremony. We are here to celebrate our graduating seniors, but our graduating seniors are here thanks to many other people. Would the parents of today's graduates please stand? Would the grandparents please join them? Siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. I ask the graduates to contemplate this ocean of love and support from the people who've given so much of themselves for the sake of your happiness and success. Commencement is many things. It marks the opening of a new chapter in the life of each member of the class of 2024. You're about to be college graduates, and commencement is a recognition of your notable achievement. The diploma you will receive formally certifies that you have met the rigorous requirements established by our faculty to earn a degree from Washington and Lee. Commencement is a celebration. It's a sad goodbye. It's an exciting launch to new places and possibilities. It's an opportunity to reflect upon what you've done and what you hope to do. Commencement is above all a glorious day, and I invite us all to pause for a moment and just bask in appreciation of the place that we are privileged to be and the occasion that brings us here. To the parents, this is a moment to celebrate how far your children have come and to reflect upon all the ways they've developed and matured, especially here at W&L, but also since they learned to ride a bicycle or lost their first tooth or set out awkwardly for a middle school dance. I thank you for entrusting us with the most cherished part of your lives and allowing us to get to know these wonderful young people who are a constant source of inspiration to all of us here at Washington and Lee. To the graduates, I am grateful for our time together. You have made a powerful and positive impression. I've watched you win ODAC championships and earn Scholar Athlete awards. I've seen you perform plays and heard you sing. I've lost count of the academic honors and fellowships that you've won. You've shared your love of this place with me, and I hope you'll remain connected to Washington and Lee and return to campus frequently. I will always look forward to seeing you and to hearing how things are going for the members of the great class of 2024. It's now time to thank some people who deserve special recognition. Those of you who are graduating today owe much of your education to our dedicated faculty and staff. Members of the faculty and staff have guided you, supported you, and sometimes been astonished at what you have achieved. Members of the class of 2024 and guests, please join me in thanking the faculty and staff of Washington and Lee. And I want to offer a special thanks to everyone who works in facilities, in dining services, and public safety. They have worked overtime to make this an unforgettable weekend, and that is the last and most meaningful of the gifts that they have given to our students during their time at W&L. Thank you to these people. I would also like to recognize and give thanks to those who have recently retired or will retire at the end of this academic year. Each has served the university and our students with distinction. I will ask retirees who are present to rise when I call your name and remain standing until all have been recognized. Please hold your applause until all of the names have been announced, and I will call them in alphabetical order. This year's retirees are Bob Ballinger, Rich Bidlack, Sue Bryant, Allie Colon, Sydney Evans, Lynn Fitch, Hongshu Fu, Garfield Garrison, Denny Jarvis, Ricardo Haston, Pat Hobbs, Helen Ianson, Krzysztof Yashevitz, Patricia Johnson, Jeff Knudsen, Sarah McFarland, Tommy Mays, Cindy Morton, Vicki Nicely, Penny Patterson, Bob Strong, Rose Marie Taylor, Greg Tomlin, and Kathy Wallace. Collectively, they have contributed 677 years of service to Washington and Lee. Thank you. In the printed program, you'll find recorded a list of students who have won honors and awards. Those honors and awards represent the stories of dozens of individuals in the class of 2024 who've excelled in many ways. At this moment, we also recognize the graduating seniors who have achieved the highest academic standing and have been designated by the faculty as class valedictorians. Today, there are, unusually, 10 co-valedictorians. I will read their names in order. When I call your name, if you were a valedictorian, please stand. Let's hold our applause until all 10 have been recognized. Sarah Kate Durkee earned her Bachelor of Science in Business Administration with a minor in Environmental Studies. She was inducted into Phi Beta Kappa during her junior year, served as a student leader for the Appalachian Adventure Pre-Orientation Backpacking Trip, and was vice president for the Rockbridge Area Animal Advocacy Club. Oscar Freiherr von Mandelsloh earned his Bachelor of Arts degree in Economics and Global Politics with a minor in Data Science, Business Analytics. He received the Kim Family Prize for his exceptional honors thesis in economics, is a co-recipient of the John Gunn Scholarship in Economics, and was a member of the Williams School Student Consulting Organization. Duncan Hart earned a Bachelor of Science degree with a double major in mathematics and music. He's a member of Omicron Delta Kappa, Phi Beta Kappa, and Phi Eta Sigma. Duncan has performed with the University Orchestra and several chamber ensembles as a violinist, composer, and conductor. He may be best known for playing the national anthem on the violin at WNL's home sporting events. Georgia McSwain earned a Bachelor of Science in Physics with a minor in mathematics. She's a member of Phi Beta Kappa and served as co-president of Sigma Pi Sigma, the Physics Honors Society, and treasurer for the Society of Women Engineers. Her honors thesis included publishable research at the intersection of physics and medicine. Zach Moore earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Integrated Engineering. He's a member of Phi Beta Kappa, recipient of the Walter LeConte Stevens Memorial Scholarship from the Physics and Engineering Department, and for 3 consecutive years, he earned the ODAC Scholar Athlete of the Year Award for men's track and field. Shauna Muckle earned her Bachelor of Arts degree in Business Journalism and Politics. She's a member of Phi Beta Kappa and the Society of Professional Journalists. Shauna served as the editor-in-chief of the Ring Tum Phi student newspaper and worked on the Rockbridge Report, our student newscast. Alicia Wynn completed her Bachelor of Arts degree in Environmental Studies and Studio Art last December. A member of Phi Eta Sigma and Phi Beta Kappa, Alicia received the Earth and Environmental Geoscience Departmental Award. She was also a leader in the Student Association for International Learning and co-president of the Student Environmental Activism League. Ashlyn Niimi earned her Bachelor of Arts with a double major in Classics and East Asian Languages and Literature, and a minor in Cultural Heritage and Museum Studies. She's a member of Phi Beta Kappa, Omicron Delta Kappa, the Classics Honor Society, the Japanese National Honor Society, and the recipient of WNL's Edward Lee Pinney Prize. Peyton Pack earned his Bachelor of Science degree in accounting with a minor in philosophy. He received the L.K. Johnson Rosasco Scholarship in Business and Accounting, served as the General Secretary for Mock Convention, and was a member of the Real Estate Society and the Outing Club. As a varsity football player, Peyton was the 2023 ODAC Scholar Athlete of the Year. Katie Urechko, WNL's first Marshall Scholar and recipient of the Algernon Sidney Sullivan Medallion, earned a Bachelor of Science in Computer Science and a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy with a minor in Poverty and Human Capability Studies. She's a member of Phi Beta Kappa and Omicron Delta Kappa, and was the Omicron Delta Kappa National Leader of the Year. in academics and research. She held leadership positions with the Neighbor Service League, the Volunteer Venture Program, Campus Kitchen, and the Shepherd Studies Program Advisory Board. Let's congratulate our valedictorians. We are privileged now to hear remarks on behalf of the graduating seniors from one of their classmates, Executive Committee President Martha Ernest. That's right. Give it up for Martha. A Wilson Scholar from Montgomery, Alabama, Martha earned her Bachelor of Arts in Politics and Cognitive and Behavioral Science and a minor in Data Science. Her academic honors include the Alexander Thomas Bowling Class of 10 Memorial Award, the Data Science Community Project Award, and the President's List. She was inducted into the Phi Eta Sigma Honor Society, ODK National Leadership Honor Society, and Phi Sigma Alpha National Political Science Honor Society. During her time at W&L, Martha has contributed to our campus community in many ways. She served as the junior class representative and was then elected as the president of the executive committee in April 2023. She served on the Office of Inclusion and Engagement Council, the Student Affairs Committee, the Institute for Honor Advisory Board, and on the search for the Vice President of Student Affairs. As a Director of Community Outreach for Mock Convention, Martha promoted events leading up to and during Mock Convention weekend, and she launched the MockCon Meets Main Street initiative to raise awareness about small businesses in Lexington and encourage entrepreneurship among students. She's been active in the Outing Club and a trip leader for Appalachian Adventure Pre-Orientation. She's also a member of Cathicon, our student alumni relations organization, and she's on the senior class gift committee. This summer, Martha will be working at a resort in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Please join me in welcoming Martha.
Thank you, President Dudley. Good morning. It is truly an honor to have the opportunity to speak before all of you today. I first want to thank our wonderful staff and everyone who contributed to make the graduation festivities of this week possible. We quite literally wouldn't be here without you. And thank you, class of 2024, for giving me the privilege to reflect on our time at W&L together. I've thought a lot about what I could possibly say to this accomplished group of 448 students. When asking some members of our class about what I should mention today, they told me two things. First, they reminded me that in 20 years, no one will remember what I said. And second, they told me to please avoid making it all about COVID. And while I agree that none of you will remember all of these words, I hope that you will remember the feeling of accomplishment and joy that today brings. That being said, it does feel most appropriate to begin with a picture of what our 4 years has been like. We started our time together unlike any other class before or after us. In August of 2020, some of us were fortunate to move into Gaines or Graham-Lees and begin our freshman year. And I'd be remiss not to mention the 17 international students who began this time at St. Andrews in Scotland. Thanks for joining us just a semester late. For many of us, the start of our college careers was the first time we were truly on our own after our parents and loved ones left. And we encountered new responsibilities and relationships while navigating college in a less than traditional way, socially distanced, masked, and almost exclusively online. This was no easy task. In our first year, and thanks to the COVID committee, we learned the true meaning of 3 people in one room 6 feet apart. Well, maybe just a few of us learned this lesson. And as I look into the crowd today, I see some of the most resilient people that I have ever met. Together, we made it through this challenging time, and we are better for it, as Kirsten Barnett shared with us yesterday. After our freshman year, in my opinion, we were finally able to experience the W&L that everyone before us had described, a remarkable place that would provide a unique sense of community and belonging. Now, over the past 4 years, our class, boasts some of the most notable achievements of any class before us. We evolved various aspects of the community while also maintaining 200-year-old traditions. We began multiple new student organizations and worked to make this place better for those who come after us. For example, our classmates helped to establish Remote Area Medical, or RAM, on campus, which leads volunteer efforts to provide free health services to underserved populations. And we also maintained long-standing W&L traditions, like the honor system, the speaking tradition, and mock convention. Not only did our MockCon leaders raise over $1.2 million, which is over 3 times the amount of any cycle before them, but who's counting? These students also closed out one of our most notable weekends at W&L with Billy Ray Cyrus's show-stopping performance of Achy Breaky Heart in the Tennis Center. MockCon and countless other student organizations brought to our campus some of the highest quality speakers. We heard from the minds of Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk and Matt Walsh, which were all experiences that encouraged critical thought into important topics like freedom of speech and the state of our nation. We also had the opportunity to hear from entrepreneurs Ben and Jerry in University Chapel, thanks to Contact Committee. And thanks to Gab, we listened to some of the most entertaining artists right here in Lexington. I mean, at what other school could you describe a casual Wednesday night that includes an appearance of Waka Flocka Flame at Downwind? Just as we shared great fun on campus, we also shared great success. Our class hails W&L's first ever Marshall Scholar, 7 Fulbright Scholars, 1 Boren Scholar, and countless others. With 35 ODAC championships and multiple academic All-Americans, our class not only excelled on the field, but also in the classroom. In addition to our athletic success, we helped win international accolades on the stage with university singers. And I could go on and on about our accomplishments here. But that being said, our time has been filled with both triumphs and tribulations. Each of us has had a unique experience, and we each hold a unique perspective of this place. While some of us have hiked House Mountain and walked down the Chessie Trail, and others hung out with our classmates at Windfall Hill and attended fancy dress with our friends. But we've all encountered times, both good and bad, while attending W&L. And these highs and lows have shaped us into the people we are today. And our institution has changed while we've attended it, and it will continue to change after we leave. Some of these changes have been physical, like the renovations of third floor commons, D Hall, and Coop, which we were all able to benefit from. And we also get to leave the future generations of W&L with more construction to listen to every morning, with the new Williams School building and the Lindley Center for Student Health and Wellbeing. We were also here for the creation of more academic spaces and programs, like the Hart Center for Teaching and Learning and the Delaney Center. During our time, we witnessed intense historical discussions and decisions for our university. As institutions around the country grappled with how to address issues related to equity and inclusivity, W&L committed to furthering our educational mission, prioritizing inclusion and engagement. And the town of Lexington has changed too. The Southern Inn on Main Street closed, and we've seen the addition of new restaurants and spaces from Chick-fil-A and Starbucks to Hardin's. And we have undoubtedly encountered change during our time here as well. But a few things have remained constant. First is a sense of integrity. Driven by our collective commitment to the honor system and our community of trust, we built genuine connections with each other and contributed to a shared sense of trust on our campus. We were afforded many privileges because of the honor system, and after leaving W&L, I believe we will be even more thankful for it. As a result of our commitment to honor, each of us can be confident that we are graduating with the highest standard of personal and communal integrity. And as we enter the professional world, alumni and others cherish this high standard, and we will benefit from it. Speaking of alumni, a second thing has been constant throughout our time, and this is a sense of community. We have thousands of alumni who came before us, and many who will come after us. These distinguished alumni, a group which we are about to join in just a few moments, care about us and our institution, and just as they have progressed this school forward, we have and will continue to do the same. I've seen this in action countless times. First, in March of this year, the W&L community of students, families, and alumni raised $30,000 to help a student's family escape war in Gaza. Thanks to our community, the students' family members were able to cross the border in Gaza and live safely in Egypt. Our sophomore year, the W&L community came together to raise over $250,000 for a student's medical bills and financial struggles after a tragic accident left him paralyzed. And these two stories show just how powerful our community is and how we truly care about each other. Now, I want to conclude my remarks today with bringing us all back to convocation of this year. In September of 2023, some of us were sitting in the audience hoping that today would never come. And we wished to stay in this bubble forever. And for some of us, today could not come fast enough. And I think back to the question Professor Pickett asked us that day: why are we here? I don't think I'll ever be able to answer this question as eloquently as he did, with something about human dignity and the charge for us to question everything around us. But I'd like us all to consider how we got here today and how we are leaving here. Just like W&L and Lexington have changed, we have changed too. And for most of us, I'd guess that how we got here looks a lot different than how we're leaving here. What we've gained through our education and experience here cannot be overstated. We've had our worldviews challenged, strengthened, and even uprooted. We've all faced loss, struggles, and times of hardship and grief. And now, we face something new: the end of our time here. While I know some of us would like to stay here forever, it would be selfish of us to do so. Our time here is complete, and so we leave W&L in the hands of the test-optional generation below us. And as we enter the world, W&L has prepared us for lifelong learning, personal achievement, responsible leadership, service to others, and engaged citizenship in a global and diverse society. So today, we are here because it's time to put these tools into action. We are here because we chose to attend an institution that would challenge us academically and socially, and one that rests upon the generations of students and leaders before us who molded W&L into the community that it is today. We are here because of the support from countless faculty members, advisors, and administrators. To the faculty members who have pushed us to live deliberately, as Katie mentioned yesterday, and learn about the world around us with an open mind and spirit, thank you. We are here because of the generous support and dedication that staff members like Dean Futrell and Dean Evans have given us. I especially want to recognize Dean Evans' almost 24 years of service to this institution. I am grateful for all of the support she has given me, and you will be greatly missed. We are here because of family members in the audience today and elsewhere who pushed us to do our very best and made countless sacrifices in the name of our education. And finally, we are here because of the relationships that we have built with one another and will continue to maintain for the rest of our lives. It is through these strong, close relationships that make leaving this place a little bit less intimidating. And I encourage you to lean on each other and these friendships as we enter into our next chapter. Thank you.
When I first met Martha, she told me how much she disliked public speaking. And she's darn good at it now, and I couldn't be more proud of her. Let's give her one more round of applause. It's now my privilege to address the class of 2024 on the occasion of your commencement. I remember when I sat, as you do now, surrounded by classmates wearing identical gowns and waiting to receive our degrees. It is a surreal experience. It's a moment you've been working toward diligently since you entered college, but it's also a transition so momentous and abrupt It's difficult to believe it's actually taking place. It's an out-of-body experience that feels like it must be happening to somebody else. Your minds are swirling with emotion as you anticipate a cruelly short time from now, saying tearful goodbyes to your closest friends with whom you've spent these precious years, simultaneously sharing joyful reunions with your families who are bursting with pride and happiness, and then facing that hard, inescapable reality of driving down the road while your beloved campus recedes into the rearview mirror. It is also a safe bet you didn't get a lot of sleep last night. All of which makes it difficult for you to listen to me. Yesterday, Kirsten Barnett, class of '05, our baccalaureate speaker, confessed that she can't recall a word from her own graduation here at W&L because she was preoccupied at that moment by the pressing question of whether her relationship could survive long distance. I was struck because the day I graduated from college, I was distracted by that very same question. My relationship turned out just like hers did, which is to say not well, and I can't remember anything from commencement either. So I realize I'm competing for your attention, but I'm going to keep right on talking, and you can let me know at your 10th reunion whether you recall anything I have to say. I do hope that some of you absorbed the wise advice dispensed by Kirsten Barnett yesterday. In particular, never forget her exhortation to be ready for opportunity, and that is not a passive thing. Most good things in life are serendipitous. They happen when you least expect them. It's important to have skills, which you do. It's important to be well prepared, which you are, but the most important thing that you can do, always and forever, is show up. Put yourself in a position for the action to find you, because you never know when the game will come your way. When I was your age, straight out of college, I got hired as an analyst for an energy company. And my first boss is here today. He's now the proud grandfather of a member of the class of 2024. All good things connect to W&L eventually. A few weeks into that job, I was trying to get the hang of it, and I found myself working very late on a Friday until I thought I was the only person in the building. I eventually packed up, I got on the elevator, which had come down from the floor above, and I found myself alone with the CEO. I introduced myself. He said, "It's nice to meet you, Will, but it looks like we're not paying you enough." I was taken aback. I replied, "Oh no, sir, I feel appropriately compensated." To which he said, "Well, the wrinkles on that shirt suggest you can't afford dry cleaning." It was a very long, awkward ride, 16 floors down to the parking garage. You might think the moral of that story is I would have been better off staying home from work that day, but to the contrary, two very important things came from that chance encounter on the elevator, which only happened because I was in the office after almost everyone else had left. First, the CEO never forgot me. He always thought of me as wrinkled shirt guy, which wasn't great. But he also thought of me as the new guy who was willing to work very late on a Friday night in the summer, which turned out to be good. I also learned from that experience that you never know when you're about to make a first impression on someone who could materially influence your prospects. So always be ready to present yourself in the most positive way. A year later, I was still working there, making $30,000 a year, which was very good money for my 23-year-old self in 1990. And one day I attended the monthly meeting at which the executives gave status reports to each other on their divisions. They welcomed all employees to sit in, and I always went to listen and learn. I heard a vice president say he needed another person on his team, and he planned to hire an MBA at a starting salary of $60,000. I went back to my office and I thought about it. I got my courage up and I walked down the hall and I knocked on his door. And the vice president invited me in. And I said, "I don't have an MBA, but I can do that job, and I'll do it for $45,000. He said yes so fast, I immediately knew I didn't ask for enough. But I got myself a promotion and a 50% raise, and now I could afford dry cleaning. And it only happened because I showed up at a meeting that I wasn't required to attend, I wasn't expected to attend, and I paid attention to the opportunities that presented themselves. Kirsten Barnett's advice applies to all fields of work and to every human endeavor. Make yourself available, take notice of what needs to be done, get yourself noticed for helping to do it, and opportunities will appear serendipitously. Be prepared to seize them. Good things will happen. I've gotten ahead of myself. I'm supposed to give you advice for your futures at the end of the speech, so I want to take a step back and, like Martha, remember your arrival at W&L in the fall of 2020. That was the only other time I've had the opportunity to address all of you together as a class. It was the evening before fall term got underway. You were nervous about the same things that have worried first-year students for generations. Will I get along with my roommate? Can I handle the work? Is the food any good? But the class of 2024 had a few special concerns of your own. How do I look in this mask? Where do I get my COVID test? Will the pandemic ever end? You had a lot on your mind, and there I was in a little box on your computer screen welcoming you to Washington and Lee over Zoom. I offered your 18-year-old selves an observation, a prediction, a promise, and a plea. I observed that although 90% of you were in the top 10% of your high school class, 90% of you would not graduate in the top 10% at W&L. A number have told me you did not like hearing this. But final grades are in, and I was right. I was a math major. I also told you it wouldn't matter, and it doesn't. I predicted to an audience of 450 barely acquainted teenagers who were required by COVID protocols to maintain at least 6 feet of distance at all times that some of you will eventually marry each other. And I stand by it. This morning, I also reissue my warning to the parents: be nice to each other because you might be sitting next to your future in-laws. I promised you, students, that I would always keep my cell phone in my pocket so I could greet you whenever our paths crossed on campus, which has been often. The speaking tradition, simple but powerful, is a special element of our culture, and I encourage everyone to join me in refusing to let technology get in the way of our personal connections. I pleaded with you to get to know as many of your classmates as possible and to explore the full breadth of our curriculum. Never again will you be surrounded by such interesting and capable peers or such knowledgeable and dedicated teachers. I hope you've taken advantage of the extraordinary intellectual and personal diversity that make W&L a rewarding place to live and learn. I also posed a question as you embarked on your collegiate journey. I asked, as did Professor Pickett at Convocation this fall, why are you here? What do you hope to get out of college? Why did you choose to come to Washington and Lee? Colleges and universities are not interchangeable diploma factories. This place is special. How can you make the most of your opportunity to be here? And I suggested that our mission statement is a good place to look for an answer. Some of you have taken my philosophy seminar, and if you did, you've got the mission statement inscribed on your soul, and you can recite it along with me. It's only 2 sentences. Washington and Lee University provides a liberal arts education that develops students' capacities to think freely, critically, and humanely, and to conduct yourselves with honor, integrity, and civility. Graduates will be prepared for lifelong learning, personal achievement, responsible leadership, service to others, and engaged citizenship in a global and diverse society. Note that this institution exists for your benefit. The entire university is an incubator devoted to helping students cultivate their potential. When you arrived 4 years ago, you were eager, anxious teenagers, and we placed you in an environment carefully constructed to be conducive to your intellectual and personal growth. W&L is small, it's rural, it's residential, it's resource intensive. You're surrounded by extraordinary peers, professors, coaches, and staff. The variety and intensity of curricular and extracurricular activity is astonishing. The incubator never sleeps. I know this because I live in the incubator and I'm surrounded by Graham Lee's, Gaines, and the Williams School construction site. I hope you appreciate what a rare and remarkable privilege it has been to live in a community that is intentionally and wholeheartedly committed to your flourishing. Our mission statement has a beautifully simple logic. The first sentence stresses the investment that Washington and Lee makes in you. We provide a liberal arts education that develops your intellect and character. The second sentence stresses what is now expected of you. You have been prepared to learn, to lead, and to serve. You may not have studied leadership or citizenship, but if we've done our jobs and you've done your jobs, you're ready to make significant contributions wherever you go for the benefit of yourselves and your families, but also for the benefit of those who are less fortunate and the communities in which you live. By investing in you, W&L has made a long-term investment in the public good. What does the world need from you? It is a very long list. Of course, we need all the work that you will do. Your professional endeavors and your volunteer service will be considerable and consequential. But we're in even greater need of the kind of people that you have become. At Washington and Lee, you have learned to treat each other with respect, to express yourself and your own views with candor, and to carefully consider alternative perspectives. The honor system, as Martha emphasized, has asked you to be trustworthy and to trust others. The speaking tradition has encouraged you to acknowledge strangers as if they were friends. Liberal arts education has taught you to listen attentively, interpret judiciously, and reason persuasively. These habits of intellect and character are what the world needs. It needs these habits to chip away at mistrust, at partisanship, at polarization, to find and forge more common ground, to foster kindness and decency toward everyone, regardless of our differences and disagreements. And each and every one of you is well prepared to contribute to this monumentally important task. I urge you to embrace it, to set an example, and to lead the way. Take the habits of intellect and character that you developed at W&L and change the world one small encounter at a time. If that sounds like a big challenge, it will be, but you are well prepared for it thanks to your time in the incubator. College is sneaky. You probably thought you were just having fun, at least most of the time. Making friends, sharing meals, practicing and competing with your teammates, singing, dancing, and acting, breaking it down at fancy dress or with Waka Flocka Flame. You guys put me on the Waka Flocka Flame t-shirt, which gave me street credibility with my kids, so thank you for that. You were having fun, but at the same time, when you weren't looking, you were becoming adults, increasingly capable of making meaningful differences. And that's the important business of education. And it's compatible with fun. Indeed, the effort it takes to accomplish important things is better sustained if you find joy in what you're doing. You have experienced this at W&L. Rising to the challenge posed by difficult classes, difficult workouts, difficult performances is easier when you take pleasure in your purpose and when you surround yourself with others who work and smile and laugh right alongside with you. And that's a lesson that will help you surmount challenges throughout your lives. When I'm on the golf course where I'm prone to confront challenges, my ball's behind a tree, there's a pond in front of the green, the wind is blowing 20 miles an hour sideways, I say to myself, Will, this is an opportunity for greatness. Try to see the challenges you face as opportunities for greatness. Be grateful that you have those opportunities and take pride and satisfaction in always giving it your best shot. I have an actual box of gratitude on my desk. Every week, I record the moments that gave me joy on a scrap of paper, which I deposit in the box. Here's a sample from this winter. Week 1, students, that's you, returned to campus. It was quiet and lonely without you. Week 2, I taught the first class of my philosophy seminar, and the colonnade was covered in beautiful snow. Week 3, the students in my seminar came over for dinner, and the Martin Luther King concert was outstanding. Week 4, the sports team captains came over for lunch, and the faculty presented their research over pizza. Week 5, mock convention knocked it out of the park. And on into this spring, the water polo club asked me to referee their scrimmage. Employees achieving service milestones were celebrated over lunch. Retiring faculty came over for dinner. And last week, to cap it off, a student took me fly fishing on the Jackson River. Apparently, I'm a simple man. I like to eat, and I like spending time with students. Best of all, I like eating with students. I'm grateful for you, and you bring me joy. It's why I love living and working at Washington and Lee. And today, even though we love you, we are ejecting you from the incubator. We will always welcome you back, but your college education is complete and it's time to go. 450 bright futures is a beautiful thing to behold. You cannot see, much less plan, all that lies ahead of you. Embrace the serendipity, but live deliberately as your classmate Katie Urechko encouraged you to do. Ask yourself at every stage of your life, who am I meant to be? What do I want to achieve? How do I define success? What will bring me satisfaction? Do the challenging work that gives you joy. Seize the opportunities for greatness, and never forget to be grateful for those opportunities. I look forward to seeing you at your 5th reunion, at your 10th reunion, and to hearing where life has taken you, and to asking whether you remember anything I've said today. But for now, I'm going to send you on your way with congratulations, pride, and my very best wishes. Thank you. All right, now for the main event. Having declared you ready to make us proud as graduates of this fine university, let's make it happen. Provost Hill will present the candidates to receive their degrees. Their names will be read in alphabetical order.
Will all of the candidates for the degrees of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelor of Science please rise? President Dudley, I have the honor to present 448 candidates for baccalaureate degrees. They have been examined by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees. I ask you by your official act to confer upon them their degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Washington and Lee University, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you, respectively, the degree of Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science of Washington and Lee University. Congratulations. You may be seated. Provost Hill will now read our graduates' names as each comes forward to receive the diploma. And I ask the audience to hold applause until they have all been recognized.
Timalayan John Adekola. Chelsea Naaku Adote. Perry Marie Amadi. Jordan Ashley Aikman. Lucy Lee Albright, cum laude. Margaret Ruth Alexander, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. George Carroll Alford, honors in religion, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Ryan S. Aljader. William Robert Emil Jr. William Joe Foon Anderson. Haley McVeigh Andrews. Margaret Dayton Ankeny. Giorgio Louis Antonacci. Mary Isabel Guadalupe Ardwin. Andrew Joseph Edward Arnold. Nija Suhaila Baraka. Frances Catherine Barham. Kate Ellen Barnes, honors in religion. Christian Xavier Allen Bassnight. G. Hunter Bates II in absentia. Hope Annabelle Baumeier. Kenneth William Baxley. Emily Sky Becker. Matthew Mercer Bell. John Mitchell Benjamin. Niani Leanja Benjamin. Virginia Barton Bernat. Olivia Ann Burnson, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. David Hayden Beering. James Lewis Biggs. Johanna McNulty Bishop. Rowan Maverick Blumenstock. Olivia Catherine Bonian. Mohammed Danish Bahari, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Joseph Anthony Bosco, cum laude. Anna Michelle Bosking, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. William Frederick Bowe, cum laude. Anita Alexander Bradham. Thomas Carlton Bragg, cum laude. Lawson Caroline Brantley. Ethan Matthew Bredeman. Alexander Paul Brown V. Sarah Marie Brown. William Park Bruner. Sarah Elizabeth Bird. William Henry Burrow. Louisa Grace Bynum. Claudia Aline Cabrera. John Gates Callahan. Aiden Howe Camillo, cum laude. Margaret Elizabeth Carlton. Elizabeth Steves Carey. Ethan Samuel Casto. Claire Adelaide Cerrone, cum laude. Caitlin Ann Chalker, honors in history, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Cora Elizabeth Cheney in absentia. Guangpo Chin, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Stephanie Rose Chigalori. Adam Christopher Chin. Jovita Carolina Hakiewicz. Calvin Theodore Christensen. Caroline Tomasa Christensen. Dejana Nicole Clark. Brutus Junius Clay V, cum laude. Connor Hughes Coleman. Parker Allen Komisak, honors in geology. Christopher Gale Commander, Jr. Andrew Joseph Condi, Jr. Emma Jane Conover, cum laude. Caroline Sloan Conway. Catherine Cecilia Cooper. Benton Wilson Copeland, magna cum laude. Catherine Isabella Cover. Nell Foster Covington. Caroline Amelia Cox. Samuel Warren Cox. Edwin Buchanan Crane. Michael Addison Croy. Carlisle Elizabeth Cunningham. Colleen Alyssa Curto. Sophia Elena Restoy Daniels. William Perry Dantini. Catherine Lyons Dardany. Adelaide Landrum Dashiff, cum laude. Mason K. Davis. Watson Joseph Deacon, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Jack Wilford D'Entremont. Teresa Rose Dyerly. Evan Christopher DePaula. Robert D. DeCebo. Amanda Cart Dolberg, magna cum laude, in absentia. Julian Alexander Dominic. Lucy Claire Donahue. Gabriella Grace Dorman. Allison Helen Doyle. Chloe May Dunsing, honors in English. Megan Ruth Defoe, honors in neuroscience, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Carter Dummett, cum laude. Sarah Kate Durkee, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Lucy Sturgis Eagleson, cum laude. Jennifer Munson Ealer, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Malachi Chad Eberly. Mary Catherine Edmondson. Bennett John Arrett. Martha Cameron Ernest, cum laude. Ethan Hunter Farmer. Joshua Mark Fingerhut, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Anna Camille Fishman, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Amelia Brooke Fisher, cum laude. Arden Rebecca Floyd, cum laude. Sarah Grace Footer. Alexander Lambert Forward. Margaret Lawrence Fauché. Elizabeth Barnett Foster. Victor Charles Foster. Lauren Alexis Fowler, magna cum laude. Charles Forsyth Fraser. Kayla Gabrielle Freeman, in absentia. Oscar Fryer von Mandelsloh, honors in economics, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Paul Daniel Fulmer, Jr., in absentia. Alexander Joseph Gallardi. Amanda Reed Gallup. Caitlin Elise Gamble. Pearson Elizabeth Gamage. Emma Marie Gatrell. Cole Benjamin Gerskovich, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Jasmine Juanita Gibson, cum laude. Elizabeth Gonzalez Avalos. Mika Lee Gothard. Taylor Renee Graham. Cameron Rose Granger. Nicholas Gilbride Green. Natalie Lucia Gresham, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Samuel Lewis Griffiths, honors in religion. Alexander Sebastian Grimley. Oriana Valentina Gutierrez, magna cum laude. Thomas Moore Howler. Catherine Marie Hannon, cum laude. Andrew Xavier Harrell. Richard Foster Harris V. Duncan John Hart, honors in music, honors in mathematics, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Layla Cecile Hatfield. William Hunter Hawk. William James Hawley. Kelly Ann Hayes. Stephen Gregory Hayes, Jr., cum laude. John Hedges Hayworth. William Hawkins Head. James E. Hield II, cum laude. Sidney Reese Hefner, magna cum laude. Tyler J. Hellstern, magna cum laude. Jennifer Claire Hellwig. Elizabeth Cook Hellweg. Claire Adams Harrington. Lana Elizabeth Hess. Amani Gabrielle Hilmer. Allison Daisy Hoffman. Folger Jude Russell Hogue in absentia. Caitlin Scarlett Howler. Jillian Lawson Holloway. David Honig, Phi Beta Kappa, Summa Cum Laude. Jackson Caldwell Hotchkiss. Kat Hudson. Catherine Sorrell Hubner in absentia. William Charles Campbell Hughes. John Miller Humphreys. John Stephen Hunter, cum laude, in absentia. Sidney Hart Hunter, magna cum laude. Petra Elich, magna cum laude. Jacob Nicholas Jackson, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Jackson Kemper Jacobs IV, cum laude. Theodore Nathan Jacobson. Ariel Jacques. Michael McGrath Jameson. Audrey Ruth Jameson. Sian Esther Zhang. Jordan Julia Johns, Phi Beta Kappa, Summa Cum Laude. Kaylin Hope Jury, Honors in Art History, Phi Beta Kappa, Summa Cum Laude. George Karasolis. Timothy Fong T.A. Keefe. Fleming Octavia Kelleher, cum laude. Harrison Thomas Kelly. John Nathaniel Kennard. Elizabeth Cross Kennedy. Elizabeth Olivia Kerr. Jaden Gary Keener, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Sain Kim. Robert Connors King. Ian Kukar Kinney, cum laude. Jessica Margaret Kishbaugh, cum laude. Harry Beamish Kittredge. Phoebe Lynn Knog. Gabriel Elizabeth Kogan, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Gabriella. Brandon Christopher Conlian, in absentia. Isabella Rose Koziol, cum laude. Joseph Perry Kramer V, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Caroline Elizabeth Cronick. Jacob Andrew Kraus. Devesh Kumar, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Thomas Nelson Peters Lamb. Jordan Elizabeth Lamb.
Thank you.
Catherine Cole Lardner, cum laude. Andrew Harris Larson. Madison Elizabeth Ladisi. Cooper Simone Lazo, cum laude. Justin Thien Le. Nayab Bao Le. John Stephen Lee, honors in history, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Sean Sung-Jun Lee, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Jennifer Morgan Lerner, cum laude. Austin Jake Levitt. Joshua Joseph Lewis. Lee Shushion. Nicholas Ryan Lipsher. Alexander Stade Lombard. Abigail Murphy Long. Minor Oswaldo Lopez. Rhiannon Loth. Teresa Joan Lockery, cum laude. Isabel Faith Lowry. Joshua David Love. Louisa Rose Lyle. Christopher Dunham Lyman. Avery Elizabeth Lynch. Sarah Gabrielle Rhiannon Lynch. Louis Vance Lyons, cum laude. Megan McBain Mahoney, cum laude. Hannah Hamid Malik. John Harrison Malloy. Paige Olivia Mamarella. Patrick Collins Mancini. Samuel Menino. Emma Jane Mansfeld. Danai Stavrula Madar. Mason Taylor Marchetti, cum laude. William Brock Martin IV. Elizabeth Bryn Martinson. Samuel Anthony Maruka, cum laude. Alexander Fleming Mayor. Madeline Aria Mayer. Kincaid John McAfee. Maggie Lee McBrayer. Natalie Suzanne McCaffrey, Honors in Geology. Merritt May McCaleb. Winique Adalique McCarthy. Grant Robert McCarty. Benjamin Hudson McClure. Catherine Elizabeth McCurdy. Emily Louise McElroy. Elizabeth Alexandra McGee. Catherine Madison McGinley. John Leo McGrath III. Catherine Ann McKean. John William McKinney, cum laude. Francis Walker McKnight. Connor Liam Gullickson McNamara, magna cum laude. Richard Walker McPhail. Georgia Ann McSwain, honors in physics, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Paul Thomas Meadors. Isaiah Rashad Mefford. Jose Armando Mendez. Michael Duncan Mercer. Spencer Cole Merrill, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Charles Avery Meyer III. Simon George Michelle. Lily Frances Miggins. Austin Cade Miller. Catherine Walker Miller. Shelby Hannah Miller. Kirkley Edward Mosbauer. Elise Ember Molinaro, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Jonathan Philip Molnar, cum laude. Kayla Joy Monahan, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Westbrook Moore. Zachary Thomas Moore, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Linda Madeline Moran. Michelle Lynn Morgan, cum laude. Anna Alexander Morris. Anna Ruth Morrison. James Ross Morrison, Jr., honors in history, cum laude. Andrew Lentz Morse. Gabriella Joy Moss, honors in history. Madeline Emily Moulton. Iman Ibrahim Muammar, honors in economics, cum laude. Shauna Rose Muckle, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Catherine Clark Mullins. Jane Elizabeth Murphy. Owen Colin Murray. Stephen Olav Murrin. Catherine Elizabeth Nelson. Edward Spurgeon Newton. Zhang Huang Nguyen, cum laude. Nguyen Pham Minh Nho, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Ashlyn Hinoko Niimi, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Ineza Charlene Singimana, cum laude. Claire Elizabeth O'Brien, cum laude. Grace O'Connor. Shinyere Waneka Okeke, magna cum laude. Wade Sullivan Oliver. Ayami Posse Blessing Uluwakuyide. Clara Parka Ortwine, cum laude. Michael Timothy Ott, magna cum laude. James Clayton Overholt, cum laude. Sarah Margaret Pace. Peyton Marshall Pack, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Courtney Susan Packer. Jordan Rose Palethorpe. Douglas Robert Parsley. James McCoy Patterson. Charlotte Camilla Margaret Pete, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Eloisa Noel Pinner, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude in absentia. Molly Marie Hennessy, magna cum laude. Archibald George Perry. Alexander R. Petrus, cum laude. Lillian Wright Petzinger, cum laude. Daria Alexandra Phillips. Oliver George Pink. Christian David Pinto. William Buckner Pittman, honors in religion. Allison McCall Pitts. Emma Claire Poole. Abigail Lynn Portwood. Felipe Alejandro Posada. Garrett Lee Price. Harrison Hall Pritchard. Valerie Rose Puliafico. Chen Chien, Honors in Economics, Phi Beta Kappa, Summa Cum Laude. Derek Larry Q, Cum Laude. William Doyle Quealy. Peyton Elizabeth Quimby. Nyla Tasnia Rahman, cum laude. Ryan Peter Rach. Julia Susan Raskin, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Joshua David Rassin. Cameron Michael Reed. Henry Taylor Reed. Molly Dana Rebeck, cum laude. Henry Tolliver Rich. Elizabeth Claire Ritchie. Natalie Ray Rink. Hayden William Roberts. Kathleen Conlin Roberts. Emma Connor Robertson, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Stuart Moss Robinson. Anna Grace Rogers. Sophia Rose Rollo, cum laude. Adele Weber Ralston, magna cum laude. Eugenie Louise Ravigno. Adam Vincent Roy, cum laude. Christopher John Ruiz. Samuel Stillwell Russell. Lainey Elizabeth Ruzepa. Allison Evelia Sanchez. Emily Sanchez Jimenez. Alexander John Saradakis. Mason R. Satterfield. Ben Bryce Savage. Stephen Christopher Savage. Jacopo Scagliote. Philip Christian Schurer, Jr. Lily Mae Schiffman. John Dabbs Schleider, Jr., Honors in Economics, cum laude. Michael Clark Schreibman, Jr. Julia Naomi C. John Ryan Sadovi. Zachary Lawrence Cinders. Gerald Dewey Centel III. Spencer Davis Sherritt. Emma Nicole Shaughnessy. Dia Jan Srinath, cum laude. Hunan Vieira Silva. Bradford Fletcher Singer, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Chivold, magna cum laude. Frederick Parkhurst Skinner III in absentia. Brendan David Gottschall Smith. Emma Jane Smith, magna cum laude. Leif Patrick Smith. Sydney Jules Smith. Zachary James Smith. John Brannon Smoot II. Carly Brooke Snyder, cum laude. Cameron Marcus Spivey, honors in history, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Chase Watt Stadler, cum laude. Ronald Marcus Stanley III. Langley Palmer Stewart, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Lauren Elaine Stevenson. Matthias Stock, in absentia. Gabriel Asher Stoles. Marco Stephan Suhi, honors in physics, cum laude. Elizabeth Rose Sullivan. John Patrick Sullivan. Ashwin Suresh, magna cum laude. Jonathan Taft Simons III. Greta Corinne Surratt. Lily Iris Taylor. Owen James Taylor, in absentia. Virginia Lee Taylor, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Charles Bolin Teeters, cum laude. Cameron Pierce Theed, cum laude. Charles Verbeck Thigpen, cum laude. Anne Claire Thomas, magna cum laude. Margaret Philp Thompson, magna cum laude. Julia Ashley Thompson, cum laude. Shannon Mulshine Tumini. William Ryan Tobin. Christopher Thomas Torrey. Augusta Ramsar Trask. Madeline Grace Treza. Angela Tu, cum laude. Paige Marley Telenko. Nicholas McClellan Tusing. Twinaya Kai Tyler. Nathan Robert Unger. Nisa Usanasi. Alyssa Jane Utek, cum laude. Charles Stewart Verdery III. Grace Abigail Vest. Benjamin Trammell Walcoles. Sarah Faith Wagner. Tyler Blake Waldman, honors in economics, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Berkeley Nicole Wall. Mark David Waller, honors in accounting, cum laude. Evelyn Eaton Warren. Emerson Brooke Weinberg. Olivia Catherine Wise. Kelsey Elizabeth Westmoreland. Sean Waisman, in absentia. Philip Charles White, in absentia. Samuel Joseph White. Grayson Jane Wiggins. Julia Fraley Williams. Margaret Boyle Wilson. Sharif Omar Wilson. Jake Winston, honors in history, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Kirsten Nicole Wise. Margaret Marion Witkowski, honors in religion. Alexander Eve Jean Wolfe. Wong Ho Pong, Andy. Lucy Watson Worthy, cum laude. Wyatt Lee Wright, cum laude. Winner Jha, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. William Shu, Phi Beta Kappa, magna cum laude. Catherine Marie Urechko, Phi Beta Kappa, summa cum laude. Anne Elizabeth Zychek. Manuela Zapata. Jennifer Riley Zartman, cum laude. Ethan Francisco Zuleta. Sarah English Zengalia. Kevin W. Zipkas, in absentia.
Congratulations to the class of 2024. It is now my duty and pleasure to bring us to our conclusion. Members of the class of 2024, you are now officially alumni. That might be a little difficult to process, so let's ease the transition by reminiscing about a few of the signal moments from your student days. The acceptance letter you received from the admissions office, early morning walks along the colonnade to class, the final game of your career as a general, your senior recital, the staff member who cared for you during a rough patch, the faculty member who helped you discover an aptitude for art or science or philosophy and nurtured it into a passion, the friends you made who will be part of your lives forever, who will celebrate your marriages, the births of your children, and your future accomplishments. Let's just pause for one final second and contemplate the setting in which we find ourselves, which is one of the most beautiful in higher education. Consider the legacy of which you are a part. Forever, you will be known as graduates of Washington and Lee University, and you should carry that distinction with pride, and also with responsibility and a sense of honor. Come back frequently, and know that while the geographic relationship between you and the university will change, the bonds of friendship with the people that you have come to know will endure, and they will grow stronger. Think of us often, we will continue to think of you. We wish you well, Godspeed and good luck. The 2024 commencement proceedings are adjourned. Thank you.